Your head coach is Greg Popovich. Once again, your San Antonio Spurs.
And it's the 76ers coming in from out of town in this one, an interconference game today. Sit back and enjoy this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, and here with me today, Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. The Spurs happy to be returning to San Antonio after the road trip. So important to get off on the right foot. New year, new season. These guys have done it.
Kevin, this is really a great team. I mean, I wouldn't put it past them to continue to play at this very high level. I mean, that's the makeup of this squad. Good character, tremendous talent, well coached. I mean, they very well could continue to play good basketball.
And no reason to think they won't. You summed it up very well there. From top to bottom, it's a terrific squad. I don't expect them to run into a whole lot of speed bumps.
Look at the 76ers starting group. Ezail Iverson out there with Kendall Marshall. Then it's Robert Covington. Then there's Nerlens Noel. And it's Okafor in at the center position. Outside Leonard. Kicks it to Parker. Back to Leonard. He kicks to Aldridge. 6 on the shot clock. And Parker, here we go. And that one, no good to start him off on the night. Looking at Philadelphia, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Thunder in Oklahoma City.
The offense just struggled mightily in that game. They went stretches where points just became very difficult to come by.
And ironically, their play wasn't that bad. It was just their shot making that went AWOL.
And putting in the work on the boards, and it's paying off with chances like that.
And GA, he does put in the work. You're right. It's why he's on the finishing end of one putback slam after another.
Well, his effort has never been a question mark. He is an incredibly self-motivated player.
And that one goes long. The 76ers struggled last year, but it was mostly due to their offensive issues, Greg. At times, they could be okay on defense.
No doubt, Kevin. They've got a good group of rim protectors, and they also knew how to force turnovers, but they have got to improve offensively.
Here's Parker after the made shot from Ezail Iverson. Here's Aldridge, and Okafor with the block. Goes back up.
Yeah, slow start right now. 5 straight misses to get this one going.
The drive by Iverson. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And it's just hard to imagine the Spurs without Coach Popovich on the sidelines. He's the longest tenured coach in the NBA and has done so much for this team. Easily one of the best coaches in the history of our league.
This is his first trip to the line tonight. And Greg, you know, for Popovich being with the Spurs for so long, since 1996, Clark, he is actually the longest tenured coach in all of sports right now.
Amazing, Kevin, and he's done it through winning. I mean, the 3rd fastest coach ever to get to 1,000 wins. You compare his numbers with any coach in any sport, and they stack up as Hall of Fame caliber.
And that one's good. Parker.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
And Noel gets it to go on the assist from Marshall.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and, Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
Now here's Parker. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Trailblazers in Portland.
And was a force on the defensive side as well. 4 steals over the course of that game.
Here's Parker. 6-point game. Offensive rebound. Aldridge lays it up and banks it in.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
And Marshall kicks to Okafor, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
It's like a running game in football. When you can pound the basketball inside, it also allows you to control the team's transition.
Now here's Noel. Covington inside the line. Green with the rebound.
Ill-advised shot there, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage.
Parker outside. Duncan outside. He feeds it to Green. From deep. The long distance three is buried. Green's got his first 3 points of the game. For Philadelphia, they've gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Marshall dishes to Okafor. There's the feed to Iverson. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Well, let's take a look at where Philadelphia ended up rank-wise in the league last year. First in steals, 4th in blocks. And they were one of the top 10 teams in the league at scoring points off turnovers. I'd call them a very opportunistic team.
And I really feel like they fed off their pressure defense. You mentioned all the steals. That got them out in the open court and created easy opportunities offensively. And listen, San Antonio is an older team, actually the oldest in the league last season. And because of injuries and days off, they didn't get to feel that preferred starting 5 a lot last year.
Now, here's Aldridge. 17 points for him last game against Portland.
And also, he competed on the backboards. That also had a lot to do with the game.
Aldridge has gone 3 for 5 from the field. Noel, a screen on Leonard. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession. Let's pause to take a look at the teams that were tops in field goal percentage last season. In the 3rd spot, the Spurs.
You know, after that solid performance last year, there will be a lot of high expectations this year. And nothing stays exactly the same for a team from year to year. There are a lot of dynamics involved, particularly shooting percentage.
Dishes it to Duncan. Aldridge a screen. Kicks it out to Leonard. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. Spurs only used their preferred lineup less than half the season, but still a strong campaign. 22 games played with the starting lineup of Parker, Green, Leonard, Duncan, and Splitter.
And, you know, the Spurs will go on to use 23 different starting lineups, Kevin. That would be the 5th most in the NBA.
5 to shoot. The 76ers with another miss.
Yeah, and listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
Here's Aldridge, and it's good on the assist by Parker. 8 points for Aldridge.
That is up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
And really, basketball is about rhythm, and that allows your offense to flow better. Now let's see if they can build on it and keep this lead.
And some changes here for the 76ers. Carlos Boozer's checked in for Nerlens Noel. Thompson comes in for Robert Covington. And it's Isaiah Cannon in for Kendall Marshall. Now here's Iverson. 23 points his last outing.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
Kevin, Greg Popovich and I got a chance to talk for a bit. He said a big key for them will be containing Carlos Boozer offensively, adding, he's a player who can spread the floor with his jump shot or take you down the block. And it's tough to match his strength inside. Defensively, they'll look to keep length in front of him and limit his offensive rebounding. Sounds like a good game plan, guys. We'll see how they do it.
Thanks again, Doris. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Tony Parker. And he sinks the second.
Listen, playing Western Conference teams is never easy. And for the 76ers last year, it got downright ugly. Some games against the West, they just didn't stand any chance.
Here's Cannon. To the wing right side. Thompson left side. 18 feet away and he knocks it down. Thompson's got his first 2 points of the night.
Even though it went down, I don't think that's the kind of look they should be settling for.
Here's Marjanovic. Ginobili outside. There's a good screen. Here's Marjanovic. He's covered by Boozer. Ginobili with a screen on Boozer. Anderson's shot is off.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there, and I'm sure he appreciated it.
Here's Cannon. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Grant outside. Pass to Holmes. Shot from 12. West with the block. From the stripe. And off the front iron, and in it goes. And the Spurs lead by 1. Here's Cannon. Out left to the wing. Here's Boozer in the post, and he gets it to go.
That's a nice drive there, Kevin. He beat the lone defender and was wide open under the hoop.
For San Antonio, they've gone 7 of 15 from the field to this point. Feeds to Leonard. Stolen by Grant. Here's Cannon. He's covered by Anderson. Here's Boozer. Ginobili with the steal. And now the fast break Anderson with the ball. Leonard the pass to Anderson. Picked by West. Here's Ginobili and Boozer with the block. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Boozer. Bonner, he's checked in for the Spurs. Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession.
And a chance to check out the stats for Manu Ginobili. How he performed last season. Last season put up about 10 points a game, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. And it's always nice to be able to bring a shooter like him off the bench.
Well, points, you got to have them. I mean, they do keep score. That's what makes him really valuable in that second unit, points.
Passes it to Boozer. 11 feet away. And Ginobili pulls it down. San Antonio trailing here. Here's Anderson. Wasted no time on that shot, but it's off the mark. And here we go. Thompson heading to the hoop. Stauskas with the bucket.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg.
.112 left here in the opening quarter. Leonard and Thompson sends it back. There's a screen. Leonard with the ball. Now defended by Grant. Leonard kicks to Bonner. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Bonner's got it all tied up now for the Spurs.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Screen by Boozer. Pass to Stauskas. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. San Antonio's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Anderson dishes to Bonner. Anderson kicks to Leonard. Releases. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. For a long time in San Antonio, it's been about the big 3, and rightfully so with all their wins, and Kawhi Leonard seems to be their future.
And Kawhi and the big 3 recognize that and are trying to ease the transition period. And if you know the Spurs, they'll make a smooth transition, won't they, Kevin?
Absolutely. Good on the second free throw.
And guys, for Kawhi Leonard and the Spurs, Coach Popovich already sees him as the next guy. He told Leonard not to think of the big 3, but to think of himself as the big 1.
Stauskas' shot is off. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Anderson kicks to Bonner. Misses the 3.
Tell you what, they haven't wasted any time getting into the swing of things on the boards.
And even this early, that's a good omen for the rest of the game.
Thompson with the bucket. Clark, a lot of give and take between these sides early.
Kevin, how about 6 lead changes in this half already?
Yeah, and both teams look like they came to play. We should have a good one.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. 76ers lead by 1. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break.